Here we go. Welcome back. Yes, folks,
Bum, 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 bum.
we're back.
We
Season
back.
25. That we're back. Friday 13th. Oh, you guys are hooked. SPNHL Talk with Cuban and Reap, Season 25. We were away, but now we're back. What's going on, Reap?
Not much, you man.
Nothing, man. Here
Welcome
we go.
back.
Yes, thank you, Cuban, Mr. KOD himself, with his partner in crime, Reaper, Mr. Get No Respect. What's up, partner?
Not much, man. Are we streaming or what?
Of course, we're streaming. We got a few viewers already
Yeah.
on, man. Welcome back. Welcome
Okay.
back, bro.
What up, viewers?
Got a special guest with us. Let me can't start it without his theme music, man. The boss man himself, S.A. Pliskin. What's up, boss?
Hey, hey.
All right, folks, we are back. Season 25 gonna start in a few days. Action's already been started. But before we get into that, I had taken the season off in season 24, so I need to hear from Mr. Pliskin and Mr. Reaper. How was season 24, fellas?
Chaotic.
Yeah. to say the least, it was chaotic.
Chaotic indeed, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, I will say the congratulations to Sedin, aka Niner, on accomplishing only the second time, as far as I can tell, statistically, back-to-back cups. So congratulations to him and his organization and the great work that he did, putting together another great team to win back-to-back cups. I've tried twice. I know Reaper tried one time. It's tough to do. It's only been done once, as far as I could tell, by a GM. So congratulations, Niner. Kudos to you, buddy, and your great team there that you put together. Also, shout out to the LA Kings, man. I looked at that roster, and TT Tommy Boy put himself together there. A good little squad, right? It was TT Tommy Boy. That was the GM.
Oh, they're complete Cinderella story, man.
Yeah, man. Iachoku, obviously, I stay in contact with him, and I busted his stones relentlessly throughout the season. Pretty much counted him out and talked shit to him throughout the entire playoffs just to see his team go 7 games for the first 2 rounds and win. Unbelievable. The hell with you, sports. I can't believe you and True and Red couldn't get it done round 1. I lost my ass on that one. Then round 2, Arizona. I don't know what the hell happened there. And then finally to get to Carolina and the real LA Kings show up. Great job, Iachoku, for choking in the finals. So that's my little runoff there about that. So kudos to TT Tommy putting that shit together. I just got yelled at by Iachoku. Told me I'm gonna get traded. Thank you, buddy. So yeah, any else? I'd seen that you guys did the 9-man rosters. How did that end up working out for you guys?
It was a good theory, but people don't think it has anything to do with it. I do. But we ended up having like record high forfeits that season.
It also was the most teams too. I mean, you guys had 20 teams.
Yeah.
Like I was lucky. I didn't have to forfeit any, but playoffs hurt me because of it.
Well, that was the other thing I was going to say. There, I heard through inklings and seeing the chat that there was a lot of discussion about player availability and same lineups and blah 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 blah. But I mean, that happens every single playoffs.
Yeah.
As far as I've been involved in playing, that guys are always going off about player availability come playoff time. So, and with 9-man rosters, I didn't think that would be such an issue. Plus, with the new rule, did that really, take anything, where a guy may not have been available for the whole playoffs, but could still have played one game in the series? You know how we had set that up or talked about it?
Yeah. I mean, you would think it'd help. I mean, it probably does in some form, but Now a lot of these guys just aren't showing up. They're got other things to do. They just lose heart because they got to face a tough team. They give up. All sorts of things are happening.
How was your? I mean, I saw that you made the playoffs, and I was rooting for you there. What happened for your squad?
We started off pretty good, but then I think after week 1, all of a sudden it turned ugly.
Right.
Just the chemistry with everybody was non-existent. It started getting ugly, and then people are getting frustrated. So I moved some players hoping that would help out, and still didn't help out. We were still winning here and there, but we were having issues with people. And then my boy, he was getting really frustrated, and he asked me. He said, if you can trade me, I wouldn't mind. So. And I said, all right, well, I'll do what I got to do. I mean, I've been with him for 7 seasons now, and as much as I didn't want to, as much as I didn't want to cut him, he wanted to go try elsewhere. And I mean, I put him up on the block and didn't really get anything for him. And the only thing I did get that was reasonable was through the Ottawa team. So I took it, and I guess after the rest of the season, he told me that the grass wasn't greener on the other side. So,
yeah, I mean, once you've played with a buddy, you've had that guy in your line for 7 seasons, whatever it was, you tend to have a hard time adapting. But it didn't help. He ended up on the struggling.
Well, no, and I said that to him. Like I even said it to him. I was like, that was the best offer I got, and nobody else really offered me anything for him. So I did what I had to do to make, to move him, because either I try to last the season without him and he gets more mad, or then all of a sudden he doesn't, like I didn't know. Obviously he was going to show up, but you know what I mean? Then other people, tensions in the room. So I just said to him, either I can get rid of you now and get 2 good players in return, or take a chance on re-signing you and maybe getting a first overall pick for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he said, do what you got to do, man. He's like, I get it. He's like, I ain't mad. So did what I had to do, and but then come playoffs, when we were playing Arizona, we were up 2-1, and then Friday none of my goalies were available.
Yeah, you would message me that I had said something to you about that too. Did it?
Yeah. No, that's what hurt us big time. Like that right there, I knew Friday that was our. Then I didn't think we'd have a chance of moving forward. But yeah, man, no, it was up and down season. So I mean, it is what it is. Just gotta rebuild and keep going.
Yeah, man. Season 25 is upon us. So
yes,
I see that we're at 18 teams, right?
Yep.
And they're 10-man rosters this season again.
Yep.
Have you gentlemen, because I'm not a GM anymore, so I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna ask the questions and see, either get the 5th or get an answer. Playoffs. Have you guys decided on a format for the 18-team playoffs?
I haven't decided yet. I'm not going to bother voting anymore.
Oh, okay.
About damn time.
Yeah.
How about divisions? What are you doing there for conferences?
I think I'm going to go 4-4. No, that's 16, right? No,
that's 16. Are you doing?
I haven't looked at it. I have to look at it, but yeah, we'll see.
I was going to say 3 divisions of 3, and then do like division winners and then 1 wild card. I don't know if that makes sense. 4 for each side. So I'm just throwing. I always throw shit out there.
I think that's what we did with the last time we had 18. We had a wild card matchup before the playoffs. A few people didn't like it. Usually the ones that
end up being the wild card.
Yeah. Ones that just barely getting in, they love the idea, and the ones that got a 20-point lead on them but didn't make the playoff. Otherwise, they don't like the idea. But
that happened season 23. That was I liked that. Yeah. It was awesome. That was drama. 3-game playoff.
It was exciting.
That one night, 3 games, winner of 2 goes in. That was awesome because there was still the craziness is that the wild card teams that were up, of course, were bitching, but then they had flipped right at the last week, and then there were still like 3 teams fighting for the last play-in, for the last spot of the wild card play-in game. It was crazy. It was awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
So at this point, I just want to go through the current GMs and some of the rosters that are done and some of the rosters that aren't done, and then fire some names at you guys about what GMs would do, what those GMs might do before re-signs are due. I'm assuming tomorrow night or tonight, Plisk.
Tomorrow night.
Should have done it tonight by 10:30. Just saying.
There wasn't time.
I'm
barely
greedy.
fill the rosters.
So, you know what? I'm jumping the gun. Let's do some transactions before I do that, because there was a few transactions prior to this. So this makes a little more sense on what teams are looking like.
Yep.
Tampa Bay trades Berkerov to Buffalo for their second round pick. Buffalo trades their third and fifth round picks for Ottawa's Red Wings. Buffalo trades Trouble Kid for Dallas's third round pick. Wow. Trouble Kid back to avenging Dallas.
Now, do you think Trouble, I can't remember, I haven't played with him in a while, but is he a third? It feels like he might have been a second.
I think it says third round. I think he should have, like, honestly, Trouble Kid's worth. I think Avenge got off on that one. If I was Buffalo, I would have taken Avenge's second for that.
Yeah, it was a good one.
I think to each their own.
Oh, it is to each their own. I'm just trying to think of what I would get him for. I think I'd try for a second.
I would try for a second, honestly. I've played against this guy in LG, and he lit us up, and he has skills, and he played really good for it. Even knowing the experience from seeing him play with Avenge, like, I would have been like, no, Avenge, second rounder, and he's yours, because I know what he can do with you. So, but I mean, that's the move that Buffalo did. And then we got St. Louis trading their first and fourth round pick for Kid Money. And then Tampa, staying busy, trades their first and second received by the Buffalo and fourth to Ottawa for their first and second round pick. Am I reading that right? So they swapped.
Yeah,
first
that was
and
pretty
second?
complicated. Yeah, not yes.
Buffalo second, not his second.
Yeah, he got a second pick from Buffalo. He traded that pick, and Ottawa traded their pick, not the one they received from a trade earlier. So their original, I believe that was third overall,
right,
for the first round.
And then Philly trades its third over to Ottawa for free 5. So I mean, that's a legit trade. Free's usually around a third rounder, in my opinion, at times. So that's a good move by Philadelphia. So those are the current moves as we sit. Has anything else been happening while we've been on air? Anything good?
Let's see. There's one trade in the works, but it hasn't been agreed on yet.
In the works.
Yep.
So maybe breaking news sometime during the show, folks. Pay attention. So currently we have 18 teams. I'm going to read off. These are the teams that's listed right now. I spoke with Pliss prior to the show, and they haven't decided on team locations yet. So the team that they currently are may switch to a different location, but the GM and the roster will stay the same. Currently right now on the top of the list is the Pittsburgh Penguins, run by Spud the Scrub this year.
Yep.
So PNC stepped down. Spud the Scrub's running it.
Yep.
Yeah, and I believe Spud's moving.
Yes. So Spud's going to move?
I believe Spud's moving because Bully Man wants to go to Pittsburgh or something like that. Exactly that.
Okay, so Spud the Scrub's team currently, he had the rights to entry, which is a good way to start, and he re-signed him as well he kept PNC Park on the roster as well. So we got Spud with entry and PNC, so he's got a goalie and a left D and himself. So that's not a bad start on a little roster there for Spud.
It's not a bad start, but it's interesting because entry hasn't played for us in about a year. He's at 10 mil right now, so who knows if that's going to be accurate.
That's a big gamble.
It is a big gamble, but in the same respect,
a lot of money.
It's like you're looking at what's available at left D or defense in general. And from what I had seen, what you guys were all telling me from last season, like defense was super duper thin.
Defense was
any defenseman you can grab a hold of right now is a solid defenseman, just on the pure basis that the volume and quality isn't quite always there. 10 mil is a lot, But I mean, we've all played with entry, and if he does half of what he normally did, it's still worth it to eat his 10 million this year and have it drop over the next season.
Considering how much of an advantage defense is, yeah, 10 mil is probably a good price tag to pay for quality.
Yeah, and Spud is benefiting from his low salary this season.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll jump up next season because I'm sure he's going to play more than like 3 or 5 games a week. So moving on down the list, we have the Philadelphia Flyers, still run by Mr. 5.0. And as normal, Five's got pretty much an entire team right now himself. He kept Chow, Dirty Tricks, 5-star Cock, and of course he traded for free. He's halfway there. He looks like he's about a goalie short of a roster, and of course another winger because he only plays on Fridays.
Maybe is Free a goalie? He normally signs up for a goalie. Lately has.
I can check that right now. Yeah, I'm checking now since you mentioned it. You'll probably beat me to it. Yes, he did sign up as a goalie. Yes. So he did get a goalie. So he's actually just looking for another forward, which, I mean, he can go anywhere for that. So not too bad.
So
moving
got a
on.
great center. He's got a good defenseman. He's got a decent goalie. So he's off to a good start.
Yeah, Chow and Five played last season together, and so I know that's not bad. And Five can also jump in net if needed, and also can play up at center. So I mean, he's got a little utility to him there. And then of course Trix can do the same thing. He can play forward or defense.
Yep.
So not a bad build for 5 point there. Hopefully he can maintain it. He always starts off pretty decent, and then he gets a little crazy near the end there for him. And then the return of El Rook. Taking over the Edmonton roster. He hasn't signed anybody, but I mean he's got Stoner Boy on the roster. He's got Acid, Jay Scott, B Marsh, Applaud Killer, Blazing Hippie. I never played with Blazing Hippie. You guys got any info on him?
All right,
he's okay.
He's decent.
He's only played one season, I think, with us now.
I mean, just looking at El Rookie's team, I mean, I would just automatically keep Stoner and Jay and himself. That puts him right there at like 15, 16 mil, 16 and you got a 17 million cap to re-sign and then just go right into the draft. Then we got Anaheim, still run by Appler. And he kept himself Snake Plissken and Doug CBJ.
Yeah, Doug will probably be a lifer with him until either he decides to move him or if Doug asks to leave type of thing.
They got pretty tight last season then, I guess?
I don't know if they got pretty tight, but I mean, Doug's he's a solid defenseman. You're not going to want to get rid of a guy like that.
Yeah, once you got a D on your list, you might as well keep him.
Exactly.
Moving on down, we got Tampa Bay, still run by Cosmo, and he re-signed Broad Shadow and Cricks.
Yes.
And then we got Egg still staying with Montreal. Well, currently at the helm of Montreal, could be moving.
No, he's staying there until we give up the Avs. He's not moving.
So he's staying with the Habs, and he's got his usual Ethan, and then you got Dynasty, Fish, XS Bucks, Vesna. That
Vesna is short side allowed. It's not Jaddy.
Well, I didn't think it was Jaddy because it's Vesna spelled different, and he's got what's that? Phrase 2000. Doff. I always kill these guys' names, and I know I get messaged afterwards for butchering their names, so I apologize right off the rip.
Yeah, I can't. And the fairies.
Yeah, I like how he said it, not me. He said it. Yeah. And he's got Chuck. So I mean,
watch him message me. It's Stop Hairs.
Yeah, I know, right? He's got some decisions to make. I don't know. It depends how he wants to build the team at this point. Egg's got options. I mean, Fish, Bucks, and Ethan. So. And Dynasty. Have fun with that, Egg. Goalie man returning. For some reason, I thought he was going to get fired.
Yeah, I did too. I ain't gonna lie.
He was, truth be told, he was on the slate, but I appreciated the effort he put in for like the last 5 or 6 seasons. So we had a conversation. He's good to go.
You're on the block, goalie man. Not on the
You
clock.
got a second chance at life, goalie man. Don't fuck it up.
Don't fuck it up. He's done his re-signs. He kept Sullivan, Putane, and Severin Spike. So
you say Putane or is it Putin?
Not Putin. Is it Putin?
Poutine.
Yeah, it's Putin. Not protein
Putin?
or whatever the hell you call them.
Yeah, it's poutine.
Vasputin.
Propane.
Vasputin.
Yeah,
French fries and gravy,
Anyway.
boys.
right? Come on. Want some poutine?
Canadian shit.
Poutine.
Poutine.
You call it poutine. French people are like poutine.
Just-
English people poutine.
Poutine.
Poutine. Anyways, not propane. Or the fuck you
The
said.
Western Conference champs, TT Tommy Boy squad. He's done and re-signed the Evil Monkey, and he better have re-signed Uber the way he carried that team in the playoffs.
Amen.
Yeah, I believe he did.
He did.
Oh no, Ayachoku told me. He said he can't believe the guy can even stand up and walk today for as much as his back should be hurting from carrying that team.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ayachoku. I know you're probably trading me as we speak.
I thought his back would have been hurting from carrying the Bezzy, but that didn't happen.
Oh. And then we have Buffalo run by, I was going to call it Mansell. It's C, but it's Mansell.
LXL.
LXL. I like that, LXL. So LXL is running Buffalo this season. He's got himself Sandy Bombs, Berkerov, and Red Wings, all from trades.
Sandy? I thought you kept Sandy.
No, he kept Sandy. Berkerov and Red Wings he picked up in trades.
Yeah.
And Calgary 2.0, I mean Nashville, Sporty Spice. Keeping true and red in himself.
Hang on, Cuban. Screw you, Cuban.
Yeah, I know. I always call it Calgary 2.0. It doesn't matter. You're still missing the most important pieces to finish that sports. Serge, are you guys done? It looks like you guys.
No, we're not done. We cleaned it up a bit, but we're still deciding on 2 people.
So, Serge and obviously Plisk over in Colorado.
It's not me. Plisk is deciding.
If I was deciding, it would already be decided.
Lemols and Red
You're just giving him a
Concept.
chance.
Yeah, he's just letting him think this through, and then he's
He's
gonna be like,
okay, Serge, think it through, but we know in reality.
Yeah,
Right.
I got the rolled up newspaper just waiting to tap him on the nose.
Right?
He does it wrong.
no,
Well, Plisk, what do you think about that?
no,
No.
whack, no. Exactly. It's like you can give me your opinion, but we're gonna do what I say. It's okay.
Yeah. You're just a face.
I need to make a meme. This is calling for a meme. I'll send it to you, Plisk, so you can post it in the GM chat.
Poor Serge, you get some shit.
Oh, you got water in my eyes. I'm crying. It's so great. Serge, I love you, bud. Dallas, Avenge, of course, the staple. He's done. Kept Bruiser for life, Shepard, and went and traded for Trouble Kid.
I'm curious on this because I don't know how much was Breezy. Because he really is Breezy. He's been in the back.
I know. Ayachoku told me that he had not re-signed Breezy, and I was kind of taken back.
But from what I've heard, I shouldn't say from who, but I guess the reason why is because his availability ain't the greatest for this upcoming season.
It says 7.
I still would have kept him, regardless.
Well,
I mean,
what's
it could be
his cap?
7 today.
7.5.
That's kind of tough.
So for
to
a
keep
guy
it
that's not sure
availability.
about his availability, I think that's the reason. But who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
He could be saying that to throw people off too. That way, you can pick him up in the draft. You know what I mean?
True, very true. That would be a good
That's
move.
pretty risky. I don't know.
That is always risky.
I mean, if all the people you decided to keep, your odds are better to get one of those.
Yeah. Well, he plays what, right D?
Yeah.
Who, Avenge or Breezy?
No,
Breezy.
Breezy.
Yeah, he's right D.
Okay. Just jot that down real quick.
With my first pick in the first round,
Avenge, fuck
select-
you. I got Breezy. No, I'm just
Breezy.
We'll see.
Breezy. Right D. Welcome to San Jose.
Well, Yeah, it's not gonna be San Jose, but yeah.
The next team on the list is St. Louis, run by new GM, but old GM, but new GM Iachoku. He is done with his roster. He had re-signed me and MG.
So who's really running that team, Cuban?
Iachoku, listen, I am hands off. This is Iachoku's show.
Right.
Took 4 seasons of having my Skype blow up of Iachoku blowing up on me. Now it's his turn. I get to blow up his Skype and yell at him the whole time now. So it's roles reversed. It's Iachoku's team. He kept me and MG, who had registered for this season. He owned our rights, and he kept the France. Duff is back, and then he went and traded for Kid Money, which is an amazing deal that he pulled off, and I'm super excited that he did that. So we're pretty, I'm pretty happy with what we got right now, and Iachoku's already light years ahead of what I would have done as a GM of this roster. So good job, Iachoku.
Good job.
I was waiting, bro. I was waiting. I'm letting you go. I got the leashes off, man. We haven't been on for a whole season.
Hey,
go off,
man. Like I said, we'll see. We'll see if that trade was really worth it or not.
Yeah, no,
Not
I know.
that kid's a good. Not that kid is not a good player. He's a phenomenal player, but like I said, his availability is very up in the air right now. So you could have just wasted a first and a fourth for a guy that might only be able to play 3 a week.
We've had
Time
the
will
conversation, and that was the same thing that happened to me when I GM'd 2 seasons ago, and you called it 100% that the availability of Cornette would be the do or die of my squad, and it kind of was. So
yeah,
same situation. Yep,
Fingers
we definitely
crossed.
will. Well, we move over to your wonderful team here, San Jose, as you return as a GM for another great season, and immediately you keep smash and grab and Barnacle Sam, which I mean, those are 2 great, solid players to build around yourself, man. And I like that right there. You're going into the draft. I know you pretty much have a game plan, and your draft board's probably set, buddy. So I'm excited to see what you do.
No, I re-signed Smash because Smash wants to get that Norris this season, so that I was more than happy to grab him for my lefty. And Barnacles, he plays left, center, and defense, so I couldn't go wrong. I couldn't say no.
Nah, dude, you had to. I mean, you keep like we just had a conversation about defense with entry. It's the same thing with Smash. You know what I mean? He's a proven defenseman, even though he does play wing, and you got that versatility with him. And then Barnacle's the same way. You take those versatile 2-way players and you build around that.
Exactly.
And then the return of Seeds of Tavares. Seeds, welcome back to the GM life, buddy. Taking over Arizona's roster. Or no, it was Minnesota. Now it's Arizona. Is that?
No, it's Arizona.
No, it's Arizona.
It's Arizona?
Yeah.
And he has yet to close his roster up, and he has plenty of decisions to make as it is loaded with talent top to bottom. You got No Limit. You got Rich. You got You Want to Be Me, Sudaisy, The Forgotten. Is that a second account? Or is it?
No, he's a goalie. He's from last season. He's a goalie that's forgotten.
I know Cesar from other leagues is pretty decent. And, of course, Cracker, always dependable. So Seed's got himself a nice little roster, and he's got to make some decisions and decide what he wants to do there.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at it, what would you do if you were on that roster right now, Reap? Who would you keep?
I ain't gonna help. I ain't gonna say shit who we should keep.
I'm asking who you would keep. I don't care what he keeps. I'm asking you what you would do if you were sitting in Arizona and that's your roster. Who would be your keepers?
I will tell you through it. I'm not helping any teams beside that.
If you don't want to say, you just say.
I don't want to say because there could be some players on that team that I might want to get in the draft. So, you know what I mean?
I hear you, buddy. What would you do, Plisk? Or are you holding the?
I would go Rich and Forgotten.
Well, Rich, right?
See, and I would do Sudaisy.
Sudsy?
Yeah, Suds. I always call him Sudaisy. So Sudaisy and then myself and yeah, probably just me and him.
I think was it?
You let go right? $6 million goalie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sudsy said that his availability, that's why he dropped down, is only going to be for Fridays. So,
really?
Yeah.
Well, now that I know that, I would probably keep Rich at that point then.
Yeah.
Rich, me, that's me, it's 13.5. That leaves me, what, 3.5 mil? And then,
Oh, for your cap. Oh, sorry. I thought you were for your seed.
oh, if I was seed at 3.5 mil, yeah, then I would keep him, that's 11. Yeah, then I would keep, yeah, Rich and Forgotten. Yep.
Yeah.
And then we move on down to Ottawa here, and they have
They resigned a
Browns.
bunch, but they've traded like everything.
Yeah, they trade. He literally loaded up with picks. He's like rhythm with all these picks now. Brownsville Soldier is in charge of Ottawa, and he has a ton of picks. And I'm interested to see what he's going to do in the draft. And we'll look at the draft. I'll look at the draft board in a minute. I'll bring it up actually once I move it down. And we got Carol with Sedin as GM only. And as I had explained to Plisk, as he had told me what's the situation there, Sedin should be just put on IR. And his roster is just, Sedin with IR. And if he decides to play, he's got to pull himself off of IR and his cap and make room for himself to play. So, suck it, everybody. Beastie and Skinner as his keepers. I mean, that's pretty much he's starting there, and he's got to go out and draft some dudes now. Hopefully he can do that.
Yeah, hopefully.
Being on the IR.
He wants to retain
and
his
finally
team. That's why he's sticking around. He doesn't have time to play, but he wants to retain it so he doesn't lose his position.
No, that makes total sense. I mean, if I had time that I could just GM and do that, I would have done that this past season, but I didn't have time to commit to do GMing stuff because my head is spinning with 1,000 things like hand up, snap your wrist, point your shoulder, you're overextending, stop swinging so early, you suck, kid, whatever. And then we got Detroit here with Chico returning and re-signing Irish, and they're closed up. So congratulations to all these wonderful GMs, a few new ones, a few old ones, and a few returning ones. And good luck on Tuesday with your draft, gentlemen, as I can only expect you will have yourself your hands full with multiple trades between now and Tuesday. Let's close up this, and I will bring up our wonderful draft board here, and I will share screen here. It's been a while, guys. Share screen. Share. Click on myself, and let me know when you guys see it. Is it up? Are we good?
Oh, let me check. Yep. You got it.
All right. So currently the first round, we have Pittsburgh with the number 1 pick, Ottawa with the number 2 pick via trade. And then we have Tampa Bay, followed by Edmonton, followed by Philly, followed by Los Angeles, then Buffalo, then Ottawa again, Anaheim, Montreal. Reaper, you're at 11.
Yes, sir.
It's not a bad spot.
It's okay.
Should be higher. Just saying.
I'll never get higher.
Arizona, unless you trade for it. Arizona,
Yeah.
Colorado, Toronto, Detroit, Nashville, Dallas, Carolina. So I guess you're still busy. Gonna have to move some dudes Sunday night, Plisk, onto the rosters to clean up the available player.
Yeah, as soon as I
Draft
know
board there.
exactly who's taking what for roster for jerseys, then I'll be able to update everything and move everything across.
You already know mine.
Did you fill out the
Yes.
request sheet?
Nah. Even though I shouldn't have to, but
I don't give a shit. It's easier.
Boys, play nice for show.
See what I got to deal with Plus while you were gone.
I do, man. And on top of it, you'd have no backup in the GM chat now.
Oh no, I don't even have to do nothing. I just sit back and watch.
The hell you do?
No,
You can't do that.
He's been moderately
good?
good. He's been like on a
Moderately.
scale of 1 to 10. He's been about a 3.
Yeah.
With 10 being the extreme, sorry. 10 being.
Okay.
I've been a good boy.
Legitly,
I haven't
a good
had to
boy.
say anything. Yep.
Well, I'm glad that you've stayed out of trouble while I've been gone. For now, of course. For now.
He's still got that bad habit of his where he's like, I don't want to start nothing, but he still's got one of those.
Once a week, it's like
I'm not going to name names, but this guy can go fuck himself. You know, he's got those type of things.
Yeah, the typical Reaper start to a conversation.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I do miss the exchanges in the GM chat, guys. I do miss it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, immediately Ottawa with the 2 first-round picks in the top 10, you know, and his roster being completely empty just for himself. He's got he's got big moves he's got to make. 18 teams, 36 goalies available, 36 goalies registered as goalie.
Look how balanced it is this season for all positions. That's crazy.
Yeah, usually there's like a shitload of right wings and then like 15 centers,
15
10 goalies.
4 right D. Now it's even 30s around the board pretty much, except for left wing. It's always highest, but it's not very high.
No, not as high compared to everything else. It is pretty balanced out. I mean, and just looking down the list, there's going to be some good players out there to pick from, man. And you got to just watch availability too. I see some good guys with a few game availabilities. And I'm just excited, dude. I'm excited for the draft on Tuesday. What time is the draft Tuesday?
8:00.
8.
Oh, 8:00.
Yeah, it's a lot faster now. I got M helping me out.
Of course, it'll be done through the website on the chat box.
Yep, on the chat box on the forum website, not the.
Last season, I think, was the fastest season we ever did a draft.
Yeah,
with 20 guys?
Teams. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it flew by.
Yeah, she calls it out, keeps the momentum going. I move all the players. It's a lot easier if I don't have to do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Shit.
She's still waiting for her rewards, so. Nothing. I said you're waiting for your rewards still.
How many new players registered, rookie players registered this season, Plisk? Do you have that like offhand?
I can get that for you in about 30 seconds.
I think it's over 100 and what the hell was it? Was it 100? I think it's just over 100.
I see 221. It's probably around 218 registered. 217. He's got 217 registered. I just want to know how many new faces or new names.
A lot of LG guys came over this season.
Well, that's cool. I mean, I like that. That means we're getting that cross stream, that like some guys that are SP guys that had gone over to LG are talking good about SP, and these guys are coming over and just trying it out.
We got some from LG, we got some from BG, and we also got the new league from the PAV. A lot of the guys that signed up too from the PAV league.
Well, VG guys always tend to come over a bit too.
Well, it's also because the end of the season, right? That's why they're
there's like 2 weeks left.
Roughly 70 to 75. Some of them are still rookie classification, but they've been here before. Roughly 70.
That's not. I mean, 70 out of 217 guys. That's not bad, man. That's a good new faces right there. Hopefully, they have a good experience and they end up sticking around for more than just a season. That's always the killer. You know what I mean? The experience. Looking through the list here, I don't know many of these dudes, but we'll get to see them. You guys been doing rookie showcases?
They just started today.
Yeah, they started doing it tonight.
I'm gonna stop sharing here.
They invited all the GMs and the rookies into a PSN chat, and they've been just scrimmaging and playing randomly.
I started at that one season. I thought that was a pretty good way just to get the rookies and access to the GMs. Granted, my phone was constantly blowing up with guys wanting to play drop-ins, but in the same respect, that lets you know who's active, who's not active, and it really gave a good eye to a lot of guys.
Yeah, I told him earlier today to make good use of that because it's very effective.
It is. It really is, because these rookies, that they think it. I always tell the same story. It's like when I first started out. It's like you go to one or two of these camps, and the guy tells you, "Don't do anything. Don't go any more camps. Stay. I'm going to draft you," and then you don't get drafted, and then you regret not going to any of these other camps, and then you'll get your name out there. Yeah, and then you're grinding, waiting for an ECU opportunity, and usually those are the worst times to want to play because you want to show off, and but you don't have chemistry, and then you're like, if you play like one bad night, everyone's gonna be like, don't take that guy, like he sucks.
Well, it's the same with having GM, like your whoever GM's buddies are, tell him to come in because he wants to grab him. It's not always the case.
Yeah, it's never the case. Never, ever, ever, ever. It's always tough. So rookies, take advantage of the PSN chat, and if a GM or another guy reaches out to you to play, because you never know who's on the ice that has a GM's ear.
Or even reach out to other GMs, send them a PSN message. They'll always answer you back.
Well, just in general, even if you look at the guys that play SP on a constant and that are on rosters, play with some of those guys, because all of a sudden they got the GM's ear and they're like, hey, I just played with so-and-so, he's not bad, you should think about taking him. And then all of a sudden, like, this guy's calling you, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how many times MG has gone out when I was GM or Ayachoku, and they just fire back names of guys they had played with, and these are guys that I didn't play with, but I'll take those guys' word that these guys would fit. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. But like I was saying, like even if you're a rookie coming in, if you feel that you want to show what else you got, just message a few GMs and see if you can get some random drop-in games with them or whatever else here and there before the draft.
Yep.
Reap, you're always on, dude, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm usually on by 7:30 every night.
I mean, you guys aren't all Friday the 13th up every single night, are you?
No, not really. We are and we aren't. But we're always on. Like I'm all like, and if I'm not online, it goes right through to my phone.
So there we have ourselves all caught up, all season 25 ready. A few teams got to solidify the rosters, but yeah, draft on Tuesday, everybody.
Yes, sir.
So you
Goes
guys
without
got
saying, but Monday would be the season start after the draft. The Monday after.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, the following week.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we got when do these guys got? When do they have to know destinations by? When are you giving them a time limit on that? Is that Sunday?
I'm giving them tonight to select the teams. Give them all the.
How long? 20 minutes? 15 minutes? 5 minutes?
I sent it to them. What time did I send that? We got till midnight tonight.
Hurry up and pick your teams. I want to know where you guys are all at. I want to know what division I'm going to be in. East Coast or West Coast?
Baby.
I sent them around 9 o'clock. So yeah, they got the application around 9 o'clock for their teams.
Would you move, Reaper?
Yeah, I'm moving.
Is it legit? Is it official yet, or can you say or no?
No, it's not official.
Well, I'm pretty.
Yet, I mean, he's got
it's
a lot
not official. I'm pretty
sure. So probably is.
Can he say?
He can say where he wants to go.
Yeah, where do you want to go? I know that the 4 destinations that my GM had picked out. I don't know which one we got.
No, I want to leave San Jose and I want to go to the Windy City.
Ooh,
Chicago.
West Coast, Chi-Town.
Yeah, I'll stay in the West.
How's the weather out there in Chicago, Reaper?
It's real good, Cuban.
Cuban Avenge wanted me to tell you welcome back.
Oh, thank you, Avenge. Appreciate it, buddy. Good to be back, man. Trust me, I'm super excited for this NHL 17 season. I'm assuming this is one of the last 2 seasons on 17. That's how I've been looking at it.
Yeah,
likely, but if we can fit another one, we'll definitely do another one.
I think we did the last one on 16 going to 17. We did the exact same thing. We literally took it right up to the release date of 17, and then I think we waited like 2 weeks after when we started the 17 season. So
yeah, just so people get used to the new game and stuff.
Exactly.
For sure.
So,
speaking of which, actually, Plitz, I got a question for you.
Yep.
Are you going to be sticking with drop-in format, or are you going to actually do? No, just because like we were all taught like everybody I've played with, they all say, "Oh, I want to do club." I'm like, buddy, you guys had votes, and like, well, we didn't know there was a voting, and blah blah blah. But anyways, if we do decide to go to the clubs or whatever, an easy way to work it is like, if let's say Cuban, let's say you own a team right now. Let's say you own Tampa, and I own San Jose.
We'll switch.
Right. Yeah, just keep it switching. That way, nobody has to keep rebuild or say, "Oh, well, my fucking, my league is my rank isn't any good."
In the assumption that the same teams are used.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I mean.
I mean, like a lot of the time, it's not like, if you move from Pittsburgh to Toronto, Toronto's not going to take Pittsburgh. Usually, Pittsburgh gets destroyed. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it in theory it works. Everybody just shared and shuffled around the already assumed teams, but a lot of them take new teams and start over from scratch, and then the arena they had gets destroyed because there's no one to obtain it, and then the next team who wants that team like a season later has to start over because that was no longer available.
Right.
But I mean, there's the club was nice because you had your own arena, but the amount of hassle trying to jump from club to club to club to club, having a good arena versus a really shitty arena, it became kind of, I don't know, it soured me a bit.
Yeah, I just did a club LG season, and the matchmaking thing in that is so inconsistent, and guys we were constantly having to resend invites, and then you got to back out of the room to reset the room, to resend the invite. I mean, it's just as bad as matchmaking, in my opinion. The gameplay was somewhat cleaner from a drop. I agree with that 100%. They put all the, I think, physics into the club of it, but I mean, just the drops, you know what I mean? Like just the connections where if you do drop in, like everyone got into the room every single time. You hardly ever had to back out to go pick a guy up unless that guy had blue screen or whatever.
Right.
But I mean, a lot of people, they don't mind the arenas and stuff, but for me, I mean, the league for me it's kind of, I don't want to say an art project, but when you're kind of like a car, you got a really nice car, but then every now and then you got to drive a bicycle. It just it ruins the quality for me. I find it's just, you can't take it as seriously.
Right. As much as I would love to say club, at this point, after bouncing around all of them, it's just easier to do the matchmaking to get the game started faster, in my opinion. Just the BS of resetting the room and sending the invite and praying that all the guys connect. It's just a pain in the butt. And then jumping around clubs too, because if you play in multiple leagues where they do club, it's a pain in the butt jumping between club to club.
Yeah, no,
that's just my opinion. So,
cool, man.
Any trades happen?
Yeah, Pliskin. Serge just traded Pliskin to San Jose.
Ooh, what do you get? A sixth rounder? I think that's a little too much paid for that.
He got a second and a fourth.
Oh wait, he overpaid. You overpaid for that.
Yeah, that's
super
okay.
Overpaid. Great deal by Serge.
Okay.
Get your newspaper out of here, Plisk. I'm the captain now. So, you guys got anything else? We're gonna wrap this up.
No, that's it, man. I'm good.
Plisk, you still there? He muted? Hello?
Where Plisk went?
Oh no.
Pliskin.
Hello?
Yeah,
there he is.
He's back.
Hey.
My cheekbone must have hit the mute button.
Oops. We were busting on you.
How long have I been muted?
Like 20 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Nothing crazy.
Nope, I got nothing left.
All right then, guys. As I'm glad to say, we are back, and we'll probably be doing the show every Saturday as we normally did in the past seasons. I do not know about a draft show because I literally have baseball every single day, including tomorrow and Monday and Tuesday. I am off baseball Wednesday, but I'll end up being at the baseball field because my son is in districts and we're hosting it, and all the parents have to be at the field getting it ready for Thursday's game, blah, 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 as life is life. So if Cosmo, you're out there and you're listening or you hear this, if you want to do a draft show, be my guest. And if I get a chance when I get home to jump on and bust stones and rip the draft apart, I will gladly jump into your Google chat. If not, there will not be a draft show if Cos doesn't do it, but I'm sure there'll be write-ups following that. I know Sedin has been doing a great job at some of the write-ups. Who else was doing write-ups this past season too, Plisk?
Cos did a few.
Did he?
Yeah.
I mean, the media team's done a great job.
It's been.
I mean,
yeah, I did
the write-ups were pretty good
there
too. Did you?
Yeah. Yeah, Sedin got pretty busy with a few things, so I had to start taking over for him.
So, I always I will chip in now that I'm back.
Good. I know Sedin is planning on focusing hard on that too. That's why he wanted. Initially, he didn't even going to GM. He was just going to do articles, but he figured he'd try to swing both.
No, that's awesome, and I'll chip in as well. So I'll get with Sedin on Skype and
Well,
whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
Like if he wants to do a West, then I'll do an East, or if he wants to do something, like just bounce stuff back and forth. But all the articles that I read, and I was on the site periodically checking articles and reading and just loving the stuff being done. So I was glad the torch was held up.
Hopefully it'll be more leveled out this season with everybody, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, it's tough, man. It's tough when it's got 20 teams and you're trying to get everybody out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but thanks for joining us tonight, Plisk.
Anytime.
And as always, the call out here: be kind to each other, and virtual players' lives matter.
Peace.
So yeah.